Hello, hello.
Hello.
Um, Waiting for some folks to show up.
Sherry, you are phenomenal with that ad. I mean, my goodness sakes, you hit
You
it
like
out of
that?
the
I love
park.
that
Oh my
music. That's
God.
so peppy. And
Well, you see how terrible I am at this.
hey,
Doing
I
this.
just started learning how to do the videos.
Wow.
Canva is a lifesaver. I do everything in Canva,
Yeah,
and
that's why yeah.
I had just the free service for a long time,
Uh-huh.
and you can do only so much.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you're kind of
yeah,
stuck. And
yeah,
so I thought, okay, if I'm going to take this to the next level up, I'm going to
yeah.
have to pay for it. So I
Hmm.
just went with the basic bottom tier. I think it's
Hmm.
like $100 a year or something like that.
Yeah, that's where I'm
And,
at. I do monthly.
well, I had a little bit of cash come in, and I thought, if I'm going to
Oh,
do
yeah,
it, let's do it. Go ahead and pay for it for the year and not have to worry about it.
yeah.
Same with StreamYard. I
All right.
started out with a free, and then
Yeah.
when I outgrew the free version, then I started. Then I went in and I paid for the next level up.
Hmm. Yeah.
I think that runs like about $200 a year,
Yeah,
150.
I'm paying like 50 a month for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 49. But yeah. So, but you do
And
what you
again,
can.
I just went ahead and paid for the whole year
That's
because I
good.
had that little influx of some cash that came in. I thought, go ahead and pay for it.
Yeah.
That I don't have to worry about it.
Hmm.
We have a bad month or something, or God forbid something breaks down and I got to spend money on that.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, it's not going to interrupt it. I could just let it go. Hi,
Uh-huh.
Scorpio Mama. Hi, Rossi's Den. We got a couple folks in here already.
Oh yeah. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Scorpio Mama. Rosie's Den. Yeah.
I am really, really froggy today. I apologize to y'all.
Mm.
My allergies have been into overdrive. And when my allergies kick in, my sinuses start draining.
Oh
And
yeah.
it makes the growly voice worse. Hi,
Mm.
Marby. And hi,
Hi,
Aaron.
me too. This is it.
Um, yeah, so I mean, I used to not sound like this at all. And then
Uh-huh.
when they did the cervical fusion in my neck, they fused for four vertebrae in my neck. So I have a steel rod and screws that holds my head up.
Oh, yeah.
But when they went in, they go through the front, not through
Oh,
the back.
okay.
So you have to like push everything out of the way to get
Mm-hmm.
to the spinal column
And
and
that
to
could
get to
be the
the spine. Yeah.
yeah.
And when they did, my vocal cords got damaged,
Wow.
as well as my trachea and my esophagus. And
Oh.
it's like the number one thing they say is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
90% of the time, they're going to get damaged. It can't be really helped, I guess. Depends
Yeah.
on how many vertebrae they're having to fuse instead
Uh-huh.
of how high the damage might be. And they had to do four on me. So,
Wow.
um,
Wow.
and so once I was able to talk again, I had this
Mm-hmm.
low gravelly sound coming out. I was like, oh my God. So it's like I can't sing anymore. I lost my singing voice, and
Oh.
which is a shame because I love to sing.
Yeah. I mean,
I
that's so
do it when
fun.
nobody's around and they can't hear me.
All right. There.
Look, Loretta's here.
Yay. Hi. Gosh, this is great. Um,
And
I know I was so nervous too.
yeah, Rossi, you're lucky. Yeah, your sister was lucky. Her voice, it didn't affect her voice.
Oh, that's
Sometimes it doesn't. This, and I had a really good surgeon. It was when I lived in Arizona,
oh,
and
okay.
he was like, the number one side effect after death
Uh-huh.
is losing your voice, or having your vocals
Mm-hmm.
damaged. And I got off with just damaged vocal cords. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just like I can't eat anything without something to drink. I have to
Oh
take a
yeah.
drink of something with every bite of food I eat,
Help
or it
wash
won't
it
go
down.
down. It
Oh
gets stuck. And
Oh
it was
man. And how long ago was the surgery?
they did the neck surgery in 2011, and
Wow. And it left that much scar tissue that you gotta
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah.
Wow, you would think they'd be able to. I don't know.
Yeah. No, there wasn't anything they could do about it. It
Uh,
is what it is.
Hi,
And
JR.
hey, JR. And of course, now they're talking about the back because my lower back, I've got 2 discs completely gone now
Oh,
between
man.
2 vertebrae. So it's all bone on bone,
Mm-hmm.
just
Yeah.
a tailbone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, let's try some other stuff first.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I did the same thing with my neck. They wanted to do surgery on my neck back in the early 2000s because I got hurt in 1999. And I was
Oh,
like, oh, let's try some other things first. I
yeah.
watched my late husband go through 5 back surgeries
Oh, my
in a
God.
14-year time period, and it
Wow.
just kept getting worse, not better.
Wow.
And so I was like, okay, I don't want to go down that road.
Yeah, that's
When
one
I
area.
get to the point that there is no other option available,
Yeah.
then we'll talk.
Yeah.
But other than that, you know,
Yeah.
I'll take a pill, I'll use my cane, I'll do everything
Yeah.
else,
Yeah.
but I don't want to do surgery if I don't have to.
Yeah. And
So
the meditation I found really helps with the body aches and pains
yeah,
because the more relaxed you empty that stress off your body, it really helps. Even if you got problems, it'll help you move, you know?
yeah,
Does me.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we got a handful here now, so I guess we can quit jibber jabbering and just get down to it.
Okay.
Um, as you can see, I have the lovely Loretta. Mother's Tarot is my
Yay,
guest
hello.
today. I'm
Thank
excited
you.
to have her on. And she is going to talk to us about the Arcturians. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Or the Arcturian
This is
energy or
Andromeda.
Andromeda? Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
and
open it up with the Andromeda. And
yeah, I've printed out the email you sent me with everything. Like to go through and make little notes and
yeah, you see,
be
that's
like,
what I'm going to use that the message that I sent you to open all this up, you know, so we can, you know, realize, you know, we are in a paradigm shift, you know, but the paradigm, you know, anytime we change something uh, significant about ourselves, it's a personal paradigm shift, but we are in a cosmic paradigm shift in not only Earth, but the rest of the galaxy, the planets, the beings out there, they are going through it also with us.
right,
And I think the gist that I'm getting is, you know, us Earthlings were in such trouble, you know, and with the nuclear blast and all that, that we created ourselves the problems, but we called out. I mean, we were
I
calling out.
lost your sound.
Oh, I have you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can't
Yeah.
hear you.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. You got your
let me
son around?
see. Why is it
No, we can hear
edit,
you fine.
echo, reduce automatically? I lost your sound. I can't hear you.
Oh no.
Trying to figure
Yeah,
out what happened. But you can hear me.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I can
can
hear you.
y'all hear Loretta in chat? Is it just me that can't hear her?
And everyone hear me?
Okay, you can hear. Okay, y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear Loretta?
Can everyone hear me?
So I kind of know
Yeah.
maybe what to look at here.
Yeah, because
Okay, Scorpio Mama says she hears both of us. I wonder
oh,
why I can't hear you. I'm going to remove you and then bring you back in.
okay. Okay.
Okay, let's see if that works. Remove. Okay. And then
How
bring
about
back in.
now?
Still no sound.
Oh
Okay.
no. I really need you to have sound. And
Speakers are off.
you hear both of us. Okay.
Let me check audio. speakers, stereo, automatically adjust. That's all up. Guests, play a sound. Do.
Let's see.
Okay, I don't know. Oh, I bet I know what happened.
Okay.
Let me try something.
Oh, I hope she
I
figured
think
it
I
out.
messed it up. Let me see.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
All right, Loretta, speak.
Okay, testing 1, 2, 3.
Now
No,
I hear you perfectly fine.
really? Wow.
You know what I did? I went to pull up your YouTube so I could pull your chat.
Uh-huh.
I like to do the pop out chats. That way, if
Oh,
they highlight us, I can see it faster.
uh-huh.
And I accidentally muted StreamYard for you.
Oh, no.
Go
I didn't know
figure.
you could even do that.
I
Um,
didn't either, but hey, you learn something new every day.
do I need to have my channel up? I
No, you
mean,
don't have to. You're fine.
or
I just
if,
um I have a hard time seeing uh as the chat gets moving.
uh-huh,
I just have a hard time kind of keeping up with it. And I found that, and it's just for me, it makes it easier for me if
uh-huh,
I like everybody that's simulcasting, if I have everyone's chat box open, because you can do a pop out chat where you can just have the chat box come out and then you can close the YouTube and
uh-huh,
you just have the chat box open. And I found that if I do that, then that way I can actually I can see better if somebody's trying to talk to me
oh, I see.
or something.
Okay.
'Cause a lot of times when people put something in, they'll put at in your channel name and it'll
Yeah,
highlight
that's,
on your thing, but it
uh-huh,
doesn't highlight in StreamYard. And so sometimes I miss things because I don't catch it in StreamYard. It's
uh-huh.
just a little quirk that I do for me because it
Oh,
makes it easier for me. Not
yeah,
everybody wants to do it. So, and that's up to the individual person. Hi,
okay.
Sonia. Hi, Gina.
I don't know
Hi,
what I'm
Gina.
doing
Pop
here,
in.
really. I mean, with the technology, I
And
don't get it.
that's why I was dreaming. I was like, well, the sound went out when I opened up your YouTube. And I thought, okay, what did I do? And I
Yeah.
went in, and that's when I realized I had muted your StreamYard. I
Okay.
muted it for me
All right.
so that I couldn't hear you. But now I took care of it. So we're
All
back
right.
to normal.
Good. Okay. Well, I'm going to read this on a. This is a card I've been working with the Galactic Heritage cards.
Yeah, where do you get those?
Um,
I was trying to
where
find
did I
some.
get it? Aren't they on Amazon or?
I'll have to check and see.
Yeah, they're
Um,
probably on Amazon. And this has been so wonderful as far as providing an insight into the history of the star people. So I'm going to start here with the Andromeda and the Arcturus is. I think I was reading that the Arcturus, and what goes along with this. I should say this first. And I got the deck before I got the book, and the cards are based off of the Prism of Lyria. The Prism
oh,
of
cool.
Lyra. And the information in this book, the cards are based on, was channeled back in the 80s, early part of the 80s. I believe the first published came out in 86 of the book.
Yeah.
Cards followed later. The entity that goes by Germain, the Ascended Master Germain. I don't know if that's him or if
I've
it's,
heard the name. I don't know where he is in the hierarchy, but I've
yeah,
heard people talk about Saint Germain. So
yeah,
I'm
yeah. So,
assuming that he comes from the Christian faith if they put saint in front of their names.
yeah, and then
Usually,
there's the Ascended Master
right.
Germain.
So sometimes they're both. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but anyway,
I don't know
it's
enough
that
about them.
level that they channeled this and got all this information over years. So I'm going to read this. It'll enlighten us a little bit. Okay,
Okay,
here I go. Every culture adheres to a specific paradigm of reality. Earth's paradigm has to do with polarity. The Andromedan paradigm is about experience the unexpected and being in a constant state of change. When we are in foreign terrain where we don't know the rules, we have to use our inner compasses to navigate. We all have one, but few know how to use it. This card tells you that change is coming, both to your planet and to your individual life. Learn now how to operate in a foreign paradigm by accessing that inner compass. Your evolution can be not only painless, but joyful. Once we have made progress in acknowledging and living as our true nature, a fluid state of integration in constant change and evolution, the natural result is the creation of a new paradigm. This is one of the reasons for turmoil on Earth now. The evolutionary directive for growth is conflicting with the habitual fears of change. That kind of conflict creates a circumstance in which it seems that nothing on a societal or planetary level can move forward. Progress becomes stuck. While this may be happening on Earth now, it may also be happening within you. When you stop resisting change and always seeking safety, you create a new, empowered paradigm through which you can live your life. This personal paradigm shift greatly affects the mass consciousness field of Earth and fosters a planetary paradigm shift as well. But first, you have to walk into the unknown with the only map that matters, the one that comes from within you. The Andromedan consciousness is always supporting you. Their energy gently guides and encourages a profound personal and planetary shift in consciousness based on the pure, fluid, natural nature of consciousness itself. So I thought that was very enlightening. Sherry, I can't hear you. I
forgot to unmute myself because I was shuffling. I didn't want my shuffling to drown me.
Okay, I was afraid we lost you.
Boy, it's been a day, let me tell you. Yeah, I mean, I think most of what you just read is what you sent me because I was reading it and I was like, wow, that's really profound because
it is, yeah.
I have, when kind of just thinking on it, meditating on it, and the more I kept running it through my brain, the more I kept thinking, when you look around the world today, you're seeing people are either going up in their vibrational shift or they're like sinking down into an earlier form of living almost, with nothing but hatred and jealousy and all that guiding them. And it's like it's like the difference between the two is becoming more and more obvious to see.
Well, I think it may feel like they're sinking more and more down, but actually, I think it's because we're rising up more.
I think they're staying where they were at. We're the ones rising, but
yeah, and it doesn't feel good for me. It doesn't feel good. I think one of the reasons if I'm prepared forward to doing this because I love my family and a lot of people that just are not they're not vibrating higher.
Right, exactly.
And I want my family and my neighbors and my friends and the people well, all the people of the world to, raise their consciousness. And it's difficult when they they're not plugged in, for
Yeah,
lack of a better word. Yeah.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and it makes it hard because I know with me being out in the business world and dealing with people from all walks of life, all different religions, um,
Yeah.
it can really get to be overwhelming sometimes
Yeah.
when you have to deal with someone who's in that very negative space.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
um, just for whatever reason, they just seem to be sinking lower and lower and lower. It's like they can't pull themselves back up out of it. And so, I mean, all I can do is be me, and hopefully that will shine a light.
Yeah.
Some of the best compliments I've ever received in my life is when somebody's come up to me and said, I made a change in my life, this, that, or the other, because I saw you were doing it and was
Mhm.
successful.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's like the best compliment you could get
It,
someone.
it, it feels really good when,
You encouraged me to step up, step
yeah,
out.
you're
And
just, sometimes it's just the presence of your being in their life that you will transmit this hopeful, angelic, higher vibration, and they will pick up
exactly.
on that, and it helps change their life for the better. I've encountered people over my lifetime, where I go time without seeing them, and then when I see them again, they will tell me that it was because of my influence, and my attitude and my thinking, that it something changed in their life, and they would thank me, and I'm totally okay, didn't realize. And that was before I came to YouTube land.
Yeah, I mean, I've had things, paranormally, psychically, whatnot.
Mhm.
All the women in our family have the gift, as it's called.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
just different variations of it, different strengths of it. I guess it depends on if you pursue it or not. So
Mhm.
I've known since an early age that there was something more.
Yeah.
But when I was little, I would interact and I was cool with it. And then as I got older, it was like shove it in the closet, pretend like it doesn't exist because I didn't understand it. And
Hmm.
so it was kind of scary. And that's where it stayed up until I had moved to Arizona,
Uh-huh.
and I had an experience, which I've shared before, when I was given a calendar from the one of the local reservations I
Uh-huh.
live like right next door to, and all the artwork in the calendar was native artists from their reservation.
Hmm.
And one picture just jumped out and grabbed me, and I heard very clearly in my head, "We're your guides." Didn't know
Wow.
what that meant. Didn't
Wow.
know how I heard it or knew it. Just I
Uh-huh.
knew it was important. I didn't understand it, but I knew it was important. And then later, my mom took the picture and she had it matted and framed for me.
Oh,
It's right up.
that's
It's right up on the wall there. It's the first thing I see in the morning. It's the last thing I see at night.
very cool.
My guides. And it's it's important. As I slowly started opening myself back up to everything, things were starting to kind of wake back up with me. And then my mom died,
Yeah.
and then COVID hit, and we all got locked down. And
Hmm.
I was like, not in a good place. And I went online on YouTube. I mean, I had a YouTube channel. I just didn't know you could do anything with it. And I
Uh-huh.
just went online to go see what was on to watch that would make me feel better. And
Oh.
I came across one day, I would read a lot of the astrology stuff.
Uh-huh.
And one day I had a reader's channel pop up on my feed.
Oh.
And I was like, wow, I didn't know they did tarot cards on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I realized she's doing political tarot. She's
Ah.
doing progressive political tarot. And that really blew my mind because
Yeah.
normally you only saw the other side.
Uh-huh.
And so I started watching her. I was just blown away. And
Oh.
that led to the next person, which led to the next person on down the line. And a year later, I've got a channel up and running, and
Mhm.
really embracing and learning and trying to absorb as much as I can,
Uh-huh.
while at the same time trying to make sure that I don't harm anybody in the process trying to help them.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, but it's very exciting. And when I see things like this, like what you said in your email, or what, you know, I witness when somebody's channeling something, or the
Uh-huh.
few times that I've channeled stuff that
Yeah.
just kind of happens. I haven't figured out how to make it happen yet.
Uh-huh.
I don't have control of the flap, as Sun Psychic Jean likes to call it.
The
The
flap.
flap over the third eye that you can open and close it. It's like, yeah, mine's either wide open or sealed shut. I
I
don't
got
have
to
any.
tell you about mine. When I started consciously trying to open this third eye, and and it'd only been a week or so, right? And so one night I go in, get in bed, and I haven't even turned the light off yet. I don't know. I don't think I did. And my eyes are wide open, and suddenly this tic tac appeared. You're right about here. My eyes are wide open, and I'm seeing in full color people, just moving around, and it lasted about 15 seconds. And I thought, wow, that was just the coolest thing. Hasn't happened again. Not yet. But it's like, okay, this is what it is. It's like they were telling me, the guides are telling me, this is what it
Yeah,
is, and so you'll know it when you see it. But, there was no message or anything at that time. So,
right,
yeah, and I
right.
think,
And I think, I mean, because I've seen things that I'm pretty sure. I mean, I knew they were UFOs because I
mhm,
couldn't identify it, and it was flying, and it was an object. Okay,
yeah,
that's what that acronym stands for:
yeah,
unidentified flying object.
mhm,
Um, Now, was it just something weird that I saw up in the sky
mm,
that's perfectly normal and natural and part of the natural universe? Or was it something else? And there have been a few times when I have seriously looked at something and said, no, that's something else. That's not just an asteroid,
yeah,
or debris, or, it's nothing like that. That
yeah,
moved independently. It
yeah.
had
Mine,
color. It
yeah,
did, it danced across the sky. It's like, okay, that's not normal.
yeah.
And
That's
that's,
like mine was in 1968, stargazing, and it was a quantum, rapid, what do they call it? Quantum, but it made the triangle pattern, you know,
yeah.
breakneck speed, and the lights were blinking on it. We hadn't even been on the moon yet. It had to be a
First time
UFO, and
I
I didn't even
saw
know the word or the acronym for it at that time.
the first time I saw something was in 78, 79.
Hmm.
I think it was my senior year in high school. And I was helping a friend. He was older than the rest of us. He had his own salon.
Uh-huh.
And he had a big like health inspection coming up in the next few months.
Hmm.
And the building was an older building, so he wanted to like take out all the salon chairs and everything, and he wanted to strip the floors down to the original flooring, whatever was in there, remove all the years of buildup wax and all that mess, and then go in and re-wax them.
Uh-huh.
And so it was me and a couple of other friends. We all went to go help him do it instead of
Mhm.
paying a fortune to get a professional to do it. We said, "Oh, we'll do it."
Uh-huh.
And for a long time, I thought, okay, it was the chemicals I was breathing. That's why I was seeing weird things in the sky.
Yeah.
But when I realized that I wasn't the only one that was seeing the same thing, when I started thinking about it, recalling, it was like, we were all At like 2 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, at one point we took a break to go outside because the chemical smell was getting too big. And so we're all standing around outside smoking cigarettes and, drinking a beer and trying to catch our breath for the next round of waxing the floors.
Uh-huh.
And one of the guys that was with the group said, "What is that?" And he's pointing up at the sky. And I looked up, and it was a three-colored triangle. It was like
Uh-huh.
each side was a different color that was pulsing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at first I was going to say, "Oh, that's just an airplane." And then it went like zip, 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 zoom, and it was gone. And I was like, okay, that was not an
Mhm.
airplane. Airplanes don't move like that.
Yeah.
And we were all sitting there looking at each other saying, "Did you just see what I think I just saw?" And everyone was like, "Yeah, I saw it. I saw it." And a few minutes later, they come back, but this time there was three of them. And it was like three of them just doing this zigzag dance across the sky,
Mm-hmm.
pulsing their different colors. And just from the movement alone, and especially back in 78, 79, it was
Oh
like,
yeah.
we didn't have anything that moved like that back then.
Mm-mm.
Today, I would think, oh, that's a drone.
Yeah.
You know,
Today I would.
a
Yeah.
lot of reports I think today are just drones because, like I
Well.
said, I work in computer science. I've
Mhm.
seen a lot of the really high-tech drones that they
Mhm.
do research on. And those things will blow your mind. I mean, it's like, yeah, I could see where somebody would see that and think it's a UFO.
Well, and
Um,
then you've got to remember the military-industrial complex. You
right.
know,
And
if
who
you're
knows what they've got.
not,
So,
are you familiar with Dr. Stephen Greer?
uh-huh.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
and then also Billy Carson is another one that's
Yeah.
fabulous.
I
Forbidden.
got turned on to a lot of all that stuff. Like I said, I experienced that in the 78, 79.
Mm-hmm.
It was just one weird night, and we're all outside looking up at the sky
Yeah.
going, "Oh my God, what is that?"
Yeah.
And nobody got beamed up, nothing happened. They just like did this little light show for us up in the air.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so it was years later that I started listening. Well, it was when I moved to Phoenix, so it was decades later, actually. And right after my husband died, I went to Arizona
Oh, okay.
just to start over,
Yeah. Yeah.
figure out who is Sherry and what does she want.
Yeah.
And that's when internet radio and all that stuff first started out. I just- I
Artville?
don't even think I don't even think YouTube was up yet,
No.
or if so, it was in its very beginning stages.
Yeah.
But there was this radio channel on internet radio called Para X, and it was paranormal stuff, ghost stuff, Bigfoot, other cryptids, UFOs, um, psychics. That's where the palm reading lady was
Uh-huh.
somebody on one of the shows on that channel.
Yeah.
And so I got to be friends with several of the hosts of different channels.
All right.
And like one of them is really into Bigfoot. That's all he does is Bigfoot.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Bigfoot, Bigfoot, Bigfoot. It's like,
Uh-huh.
okay, whatever. And then and then there's another guy that I actually got to be fairly decent friends with, and he studies everything, but his thing is all cryptids,
Mhm.
Bigfoot, Mothman, the Rougarou, whatever's out there.
I think
He's
when you've
always
had an
covered.
experience
He's
that's
had
so compelling that you just, you
right,
just,
and he's had like 4 or 5 books published on it
oh yeah, yeah.
because he's actually gone and done
Hmm.
research himself, gone
Yeah.
to the areas, interviewed the people,
Hmm.
went to the area where they had a sighting.
Hmm.
Um, So I would believe him over a lot of others just
Yeah.
because I know him, and
Yeah.
he's not wackadoodle.
Yeah.
He's a really smart
Exactly.
guy,
Yeah.
and so that's kind of when I got introduced to a lot of that. And I
Hmm.
shared that story one night about the dancing lights in the sky, and they were
Hmm.
like, "Yeah, they were letting you know they were there.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
probably just keeping an eye on you."
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
said, "Well, they could have come down and said hello. That might would have helped."
Yeah. There's another book. When I realized, I got to tell you, I had to pull out my email to you and read it. What did you say, Loretta? But anyway, so I thought, okay, I got to pull this information together. And I had bought this book a while back, and this is really good. It has Arcturians, Syrians, and Antareans in the ET
Oh, wow.
Speaks.
Yeah.
Now, the therapist, this is one I think it's on case studies of 29, I think. And they're using the same method as Dolores Cannon. Are you familiar with Dolores
Yeah.
Cannon? Okay.
Yes.
So, and so when they've got them in a deep hypnotic state beyond their ego, and they tap in to the cosmic energies, the star people, and they always begin with, are you in service to the light and love of the one infinite creator, yes or no? And then they proceed from there. But they are actually providing us with the information, that they're coming. They're here to help us. They are going to make an appearance. And I highlighted some stuff in here too to share.
Cool.
But but they've been here for a while. And their attitude towards the ones like the petro giants, the guys that just, are killing the rest of us, their attitude is they're going to do this the easy way or the hard way. We are going to 0 point energy. We are, absolutely. And they're going to help us. They're going to help clean our water up, the entire planet. They're going to be here to help us. So things are just falling into place. And this was published, this book here, in first edition was December of 2016.
Okay.
So
it was right around, I would say, right around 2009, 2010, when there was a movie that came out. The actress that starred in the movie was fairly big. She did all the like Resident Evil movies and that kind of stuff. But I can't ever remember her name. She's from like Yugoslavia or somewhere like that. I can never pronounce her name, but she's a really good actress. And she did this movie. I think it's called The Fifth Kind.
Okay.
And it's based on actual events of this psychologist who found out that there were extraterrestrials and people in their town were being taken and experimented on, or this, she started getting these patients that came in that were having these serious, like, episodes and whatnot about it. And so she started working with hypnotism to bring them back to relive the event, to try to figure out what was going on. And that's when she discovered, and what was cool about the movie was that they intertwined the movie with actual police video from certain incidences that happened throughout the story. And there was actual police video footage showing what was going on. And so you would be watching the screen, and it was like a split screen. And half of it would be the actors. You could see them acting. And the other half would be the actual video from, the police or from the real psychologist who recorded all of her sessions.
Yeah.
And it was truly just astounding. I think the wildest thing I saw on the movie was she herself got regressed and was convinced that that's how her husband got killed,
Mm-hmm.
by accident, but by these terrestrials that were coming down. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, the police all this time thought she was the one that did it, and
Mm-hmm.
they just didn't have any evidence, so they couldn't arrest her for it. Um, and stuff happens, and she's like, now she's under surveillance. They've got like a cop car parked out in front of her house all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And she starts calling into the police chief saying, they're here, they keep coming in my house, they're trying to get to my children. And of course they all thought that this woman was going crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And at kind of towards the end of it, there was an incident where they came and they were mad at her because
The
she,
ETs, the
yeah,
star people were mad at her.
because she revealed something she wasn't supposed to reveal. Or it's been a long time since I've seen the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something to that effect. And you could hear the actual 911 call. Where
Yeah.
she's calling the police and saying, they're here, they're taking my daughter. And she had a little girl, like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And you can hear the kids screaming in the background. And there was a police officer parked out front of her house with their video going.
Mm-hmm.
Officers like on the radio saying, I don't see anybody here. I don't know who she's talking about.
Yeah.
And then you hear a noise, and he aims the camera up as he looks through the windshield, and you just see this huge disc moving
Mm-hmm.
across the camera and directly over the house. And then the video cuts out.
Yeah.
It's like it's
See,
scrambled video at that point.
yeah. I have a
And
theory.
when they went in the house to go find out what was going on, this
Uh-huh.
woman was hysterical. Her daughter was gone, completely gone.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what happened to this child. She disappeared. And the older child was, she said later she didn't know if they just put something in his mind to make him think it, or if his brain just couldn't handle what he saw. But
Mm-hmm.
he claimed to have slept through the whole thing and didn't see anything.
Yeah.
And then later on said, no, mom's lying. Nothing happened.
You
You
know,
know,
the thing is that we can't rule out the military industrial complex
right. And
for
what they
being
could have done,
responsible for that, because they can do all those things, you know?
because she lived up in Alaska.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's an area of Alaska where there have been a lot of reports of sightings, a lot of people disappearing, just they're
Do
gone.
you know which area?
Um,
Because evidently Alaska, more people vanished there than anywhere.
I don't remember what town it was.
Because
It
they've got
wasn't like a major
apartments
city.
there.
It was like a smaller town
Uh-huh.
that
Yeah, it's probably,
um,
yeah.
that was close. It's like you had to take a little plane from one of the major cities to get
Mhm.
to the town because of where it was located.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
there's
it
a
was
lot
like
of them.
down into the mountains.
Yeah.
And but I just remember watching that movie, and it just gave me chills up and down
Yeah.
my spine, because
Yeah.
what convinced me was the fact that they had actual footage
Mhm.
that they were showing
Yeah.
to go along with what the actors were recreating.
Yeah, so they actually experienced that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
But whether it was star
actors and stuff
people,
themselves said that they experienced things when they were up there filming it.
mhm.
A couple
Yeah.
of them almost backed out of it because it freaked them out so bad.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, you stuff like that happens. You witness it, or you know somebody that you
Mhm.
know is not crazy
Yeah.
experiences something.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've never questioned that there's not someone else out there.
Oh yeah.
I've always believed that there is,
Oh,
because I
yeah.
refuse to believe that we're the only life forms
Yeah, we
in
can't be.
existence.
I mean, it
That's
don't make sense.
yeah.
Yeah. And see, the information that I have gathered, and I have read this at least twice, and in the ET Speaks, it's in there also. And then there was a channeling came through a Palladian named Aralam, and this was I found this report, and it was put out through a world conference of UFO people that gather. But they've been, the Palladians say they've been clearing house, and in 2006, the Greys left Earth. And yet I still continue to hear about events and stuff. So,
Yeah.
see, I have to really question whether it's not the military industrial hardware.
You know,
Because-
and it's like from what you sent me, and then I went in to look it up.
Mhm.
You know, Andromedans, Arcturians,
Mhm.
and I mean, you can go in and look it up. You can Google it, and there are some very precise and descriptive accounts of these beings and how they look and how they reacted to folks. And it was like, if I hadn't have known to even look for that name, I probably never would have found it.
Yeah. And the Palladians and Arcturians look most like us.
Yeah.
And that's why they're going to be at the forefront of making contact, you know, because they don't want to scare us. They want to help us, you know, but they've got to wait for us to be enough of us to be open up. So, like, you know, I'm in my little spot here. And, you know, so there's enough people know that I'm kind of cray cray. So if this were to happen, you know, then I'd get some phone calls, and then I'd be reassuring. So it's like
phone
the star
calls of,
people are waiting.
okay, you're not cray cray.
Yeah. So the star people are planting all these people, all of us around to help at that moment. And yeah, it's coming. And evidently, from what I've just read too, the Pope Francis, according to the Arcturian in the ET Speaks, Pope Francis is going to help in the religious portion. So he's still alive. So, you know, that's not outdated information yet. So
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just stopping Cam for a minute. Keep talking.
Okay. All right. Anyway, I found that fascinating. And yeah. But I put that report out after I did a video on Mothership Overhead. I did a reading on that. If anyone's interested, you check it out on my channel under my content page. Hi, Heather. How you doing, sweetie? It's good to see you.
Okay, sorry about that.
All right.
My son has a really bad toothache, and he needed some medicine for his tooth. And I mean, most people probably wouldn't care, but there's always that chance that one person is going to be, oh my God, she's giving drugs to somebody.
Okay.
She just never knows. It's like, okay, we'll just cut the cam.
You're the mom. You're being the doctor.
You're my baby. That's it. So,
that's right.
Hi, Heather. And so we've got 5 questions.
Okay.
If you want to go ahead and get started with that, because I mean, it's just, we could probably spend hours talking about this.
Oh yeah. We'll have to do some more programs about this.
Absolutely, because it's very intriguing to me, just because there's so much unanswered questions.
Yeah. Maybe we could do this once every 2 or 3 weeks. You know.
Yeah.
That would be lovely. I would love that.
And we can certainly look into that and see how the schedules work out. Because I mean, there's just so many things that are happening, and things that the government is starting to say, okay, you people aren't crazy. We really did do XYZ, or you know, we really do have proof of ABC, or you know.
Well, yeah, and they're doing that now, you know.
Yeah, and it's like, I think that they're waiting for the world as a whole, for enough of us, like you said, for enough of us to shift, so that it's not complete and total mass hysteria when they show up.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
I have a feeling that once they open that door, show up and say, we're here, we're going to help, you know, there's going to be a large contingent of the very religious, and I don't care what religion it's from,
Hmm.
that are going to freak out
Yeah,
because it's
that's why
going
Pope
against
Francis. Yeah,
everything that they have known and been taught all of their life.
yeah, yeah,
And that's going to be hardest for them,
yeah.
I think, because
It is.
they're not
Well,
going to
they
know.
don't research what they're reading. The Bible, you can research that Bible. You know, you can
Yeah.
research history and the truth is there.
I was in one of those cults called the Southern Baptist Association.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Heard it.
I was also a Catholic when growing up, I
Born
went through
into
all
it.
those steps, yeah.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, my two best friends, one was Jewish, one was Catholic.
Uh-huh.
And so Friday nights we all went to temple together. And then Sunday morning we would all three go to mass together. And I figured, and I was the one in the middle. I didn't really own up to either side. And I just
But you're
figured
covering your
I'm
bases.
I'm covering my bases. I got the Old Testament, the New Testament. I can't go wrong.
Right, right.
And although I must admit I liked going to temple a lot better than I did mass. But
All right.
that's just because it was just so much more different than what I was used
Yeah,
to.
I've never been to temple or in temple, so yeah.
It's really cool. It's really intriguing.
All right.
Um, but yeah, I mean, just I think that the religious society, the religious communities, are going to have the hardest time
They are. They are.
dealing with all of this because they are,
Yeah. In a lot
especially
of ways.
nowadays,
Uh-huh.
instead of them becoming more like whoever their God is that they worship,
Uh-huh.
they're becoming more like the devil that they say they can't stand.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Billy Carson just put out I think it was yesterday, a video, talking about the God and the devil in the Bible. Um, yeah, and it's really good because the devil, he's not the one killing people. It's God in the Bible that's wiping them out, which in the Old Testament, those are all space people. They're star people. All of
well,
them,
they
the
talk about
Anunnaki.
them. They describe them.
Yeah,
They describe them in the Old Testament. They
yeah,
describe the ships and the
yeah,
suits they wore. If you go look at ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs,
yeah, yeah.
you know, Mayan
Uh-huh.
hieroglyphs,
Yeah, and
hieroglyphs, the
heart,
picture that the
yeah,
Mayans drew. I can't get the
the
word out.
glyphs. Yeah, but yeah,
You
and
go and look at all that stuff.
the
The
creator of all, he don't need a
statues,
vehicle.
the statues on Easter Island. Everybody for
Oh yeah,
how
yeah.
many hundreds of years now thought it
I
was
just
just
read on
heads.
that again. Yeah, yeah.
It's not just heads. When they started digging, they discovered there's an entire
Whole
body
thing. Yeah,
down
yeah.
into the ground. So at one time they were all the way up,
Uh-huh.
which shows you how
Yeah.
time
And there aren't
covers
any
things.
trees on that island, are there? I
No,
was, yeah.
the granite and the wood that those statues are made from
Uh-huh.
are not indigenous to that area of the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
It was like across an ocean to get to
Hmm.
where that kind of stuff
Yeah.
was even able to be gotten from.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
they would have had to have quarried it out of another country across the ocean, sailed it back across to where they
Yeah.
were to build these monuments.
Uh-huh. It's
And
crazy.
they're now finding other statues like these in other
Hmm.
areas of the world.
Yes.
Again, in areas where the materials used
Yeah.
are
And
not from that area. Yeah.
another thing you find is they're on the ley lines,
Yes.
you know.
Yes. Their own ley lines. I know Nancy Jean discusses that.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know a lot about them. I mean, I grew up hearing it as the rose line because that's what the Catholic Church
Well,
teaches. You
oh, I
know,
never. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, the ley lines is the rose
Yeah.
line.
But it's the
Um,
power grid. They're
yeah,
power points. Yeah. On the
right.
planet.
And
Yeah.
if you look through the Christian church, especially the early Christian church,
Hmm.
if you look at where all of their early cathedrals and monasteries and stuff were built, they were
Uh-huh.
all on those ley lines
Yep.
and they
They
were
are.
all at precise power points.
Yeah.
where the
Yeah.
buildings would go up, and the buildings sometimes would
Wow.
go up in a weird
Mm-hmm.
direction,
Yeah.
not facing out what you would think it would face out towards, because that's how that power grid would have
Yeah.
had it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very intriguing. I mean, because
Yeah. Heather says Sedona is on a ley line.
there's another one.
I
Yeah,
believe it.
Sedona,
Yeah.
Stonehenge,
That's great.
Glastonbury. Yeah, there's a bunch
Yeah.
all
Okay.
over.
All right. We got a
Yeah.
question from Gina.
We got a question from Gina.
All right.
What does my guides and angels want me to do to
Grow
spiritually
spirit.
grow?
Or whatever you hear. Okay, Gina. Gina's right.
Well, I took out my ET deck so we could maybe get some ET readings on.
Okay. Yeah, I've got decks. And if anyone's got a question on ETs.
Well, I've also got my angel numbers deck out, as well as my regular tarot deck. So
All
I'm
right.
gonna pull a card from each, and then we'll
Oh,
see. We'll see what is what.
Well, I got this Circle of Life tarot, and so I'm going to use it. Okay. What is my guides and angels? We've got the 8. Is this?
Okay. You want to go first? You can, or if you're still looking, I can go.
I'm still looking.
Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and go. Okay, Gina. The first thing I got for you was release. Have a good cry. Sometimes that can help clear out our systems
Oh,
better than anything else, is just having a good cry over stuff. I know when I feel that kind of energy welling up in me, I will specifically go and watch a really sad movie that I know that will make me cry, simply because it helps me purge and get it out. And then I drew an angel card number for you. Number 555. This is I am optimistic. It says a major shift is about to come into your life experience and change your path's direction. Be open and stay positive. Well, this whole show was talking about shifts. And then I pulled the Three of Swords, which means there's probably going to be some heartbreak when dealing with this paradigm shift, because your old things are going to pass away, new things are coming. And that can always be sad in a lot of respects. But I would say don't focus on the heartbreak. Instead, focus on what the angel card says. I am optimistic. And I think that would be your best way to handle it. It's all yours.
all right. Want me to jump in here now?
Yep, your turn. I'm gonna mute my mic so I can shuffle.
Okay. I should do that too. All right, Gina, what I got here, I've got the Strength card, the Major Arcana, come out for you. The 8. And that talks about self-love, unconditional love, self-respect, and courage. And then next I got the 4 of Cups. So a little bit of apathy, feeling unfulfilled. And then I got the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is about strategic thought. other than being a leader, an international leader. So strategic thought. So you're they're telling you that you need to change your perspective. Just adjust this perspective. You've got the strength, the courage. You've got the everything inside of you. And then I pulled the psychic tarot oracle, and spiritual strength is what the bottom line is. Spiritual strength. That what they want you to pull from your inner knowing, and to help you with your evolving in your growth. I believe that's what all that meant. Does that
Well, I hope
sound?
it resonated with you, Gina. So
Did it
thank you
resonate?
for letting us read for you.
Thank you, Gina.
Okay, next up is Rossi's Den. May I have a message from Spirit?
Okay.
Absolutely. And making sure I'm not missing any questions.
Rossi.
Okay.
All right, I got one.
Okay.
Awareness. Bring up, bring up your senses. And then, I did a reading. You need to kind of look for signs, throughout your day. Kind of look for the little signs. Open up your feelings and look for those, flickers of the unknown. And this second card I got here, I got sacrifice. So we've got awareness and sacrifice. And then we have prosperity begins. So, because, you can look at, if you got to hone your attention, to your awareness, that's a little bit of a sacrifice if you're not accustomed to doing that. Is kind of how I interpret that. So that's what I've got for you, Rossi. I hope that makes sense.
I got told I had the wrong decks out. I had to reach over and grab some. Sometimes, usually they'll let me know which decks to take out, and then halfway through reading, and suddenly I get the message in my ear, wrong cards. Look at the other deck. Like, okay.
And Archangel Michael never fails to deliver a great message too.
Yes.
So I'm gonna pull one
Absolutely.
from Archangel Michael also. Let's see what we got here. It says, embrace this magical moment. You are in the perfect energetic space for manifesting miracles. Allow your wishes to be fulfilled. There you go, Rossi.
Go. All right. Well, I went and pulled from Moonology. And they have a new Moonology Oracle deck coming out in September. That's going to be, it looks completely different. I'm waiting for my Hay House box to come in because I'm in the programming. We get them like a couple of weeks early. We'll get new releases that are coming out. So it's kind of looking forward to that. Okay, the first thing I got was the end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. So whatever it is that you've been struggling through, know that it's coming to an end. Just hang in there.
Yeah.
And then I pulled an angel card for you. 000. It says, I am creator. And the card says, you are one with the creator, and there are no limits to what you can achieve. You have the ability to create something new and incredible in your lifetime here on Earth. Cool.
That
And
is
then the
cool.
last thing I pulled was from the Ascended Masters, and I pulled Babaji, and he promotes yoga as a form of inner healing. When we learn um, even just basic yoga movements, it's more than just getting your body up and moving. It also gets your mind up and moving at the same time. Um, so I hope that resonated with you, Rossi.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Next up, we've got Sonia.
Hi,
Message from
Sonia.
the angels and guides
My
about my
angels and
place.
guide about my place.
Spiritual
Spiritual
progress. Okay.
Sonia. Canona.
I like those round cards you have.
It's the first deck of round cards, and yeah, they're neat. I like them too.
I have a round card deck too. I just haven't figured out how to use them yet. They're like different.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, so okay, that one. And yeah, I'm gonna use some 3 different oracles here. A message from each one.
That's what I tend to do.
Sonia. Okay. Okay, I'm ready.
Go for it.
All right, we've got a wonderful surprise is coming. Something entirely new awaits you. All right.
Huh.
That's from the Soul Helper Oracle. Then we have Archangel Michael. You're ready for more. Your career is growing and blossoming. Now is the time to make the changes you have been contemplating. All right. And then, oh, we have the throat chakra. And this is from. What did I do with it? Oh, this is the psychic tarot deck. That's what that is. All right. Okay, here we go. See if I can't grab there's a page on it. And I'll read what it says. Okay, where's the chakra? Okay, here we go. Throat chakra. Right. Because I'm not up on enough of it to explain the throat chakra.
Oh
The
yeah.
It says this chakra is, of course, located in the throat area. Communication, sound, creativity, and the ability of clairaudience, inner hearing, are associated with it. Many artists, speakers, writers, singers, and individuals involved in the creative arts will often have active throat chakras. To balance and stimulate this energy center, try humming, chanting, or singing out loud. It's a great tonic. Most important, if you have something to say, please speak up. When this area is fully activated, don't be surprised if you suddenly become creatively inspired. There you go. Yeah. Of course, the color is light blue, and the element is sound. Gland, thyroid, keyword, I speak. So that's what I've got for you there, sweetie Sonia.
Alrighty. Gonna do a little bit of some maneuvering over here. Okay.
All right.
And the first card I pulled went right along with one of your cards. New moon eclipse. Expect powerful change. That was what, like your second card you said?
I
Expect
think
powerful
so.
change. And then from the angel numbers deck, I pulled number 16. I am perceptive. And it says you have an inquisitive mind that allows you to uncover important truths. You have a special ability to read into other people's feelings. A wisdom seeker, and your angels ask to share your knowledge for the benefit of others. And again, it says, I am perceptive. That's really cool.
That's
And
beautiful.
then from the Work Your Light Oracle, I pulled Called.
Mm.
And it says, Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. And last but not least, I pulled from the Shaman's Dream Oracle, Vanishing Mirror, Ego Sublimation. So, in other words, it's time to let go of your ego and just let that ego just vanish away and go with what you're feeling in your heart you need to do.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing that they're trying to say to you is just go with your gut, go with what you're feeling, use your um, use your perceptiveness to be perceptive, and
Your inner knowing. Yeah.
answer your calling as it's called to you. And I hope that resonated with you, Sonia.
Yes.
Let's see.
Thank you, Sonia.
Next up, we got Ishika
Ishika.
Asawa. Ishika. I'm probably murdering your name. I
Yeah.
do apologize. I'm horrible with names. As someone who always has my name said wrong, I've grown a thick skin about it, and sometimes I forget some people may be
Oh,
a little
you
quick
got
to ask about
it.
this.
Short term thing, or does have long term potential.
Mm,
Mm.
let's see. Short term or long term?
Mm. Oh. Okay. Ishika. Short term or long term. Awesome. What do you think? Mm.
Okay. If you want, I can go first.
Yeah, go ahead. Go first, Sherry. Thanks.
Okay. The first thing I pulled from the um, Starseed Oracle, it says, "Breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe." So you don't have to run everything. You can let them take over and just follow their lead. And then I pulled from the Shaman's Dream, "Lost in Space, Needing Direction." That a cool picture. And then lastly, I pulled from the Angel Number deck, number 24. I am generous. It says you have a heart of gold and are very skilled at maintaining balanced, stable relationships. You are loyal to your loved ones and are able to be the nurturer, protector, and provider all at once. I am generous. So what I'm feeling, what Spirit's trying to tell you is there's a real good chance that this could become a long-term relationship. But as you seek for that direction, remember that a good relationship is 50-50, give and take. You have to be willing to take as much as you're willing to give, and vice versa. Um, I would have celebrated my 40th wedding anniversary on the 31st of July. And I mean, I'm a very different person now than I was then. But even after 20 years of marriage, just before my husband died, we were both at that point very different from the people we were when we got married. When fortunately we grew together, not apart. A lot of couples grow apart. Um, but I feel like as long as you keep the communication open and you be honest about your feelings, there stands a really good chance that it could be long term. But the other person has to be ready for that kind of relationship too.
Mm-hmm.
So he may be, he may not be Mr. Right long term, but he could be Mr. Right right now. Sometimes you got to meet one to get to the right one. What if it's his roommate or his brother or his buddy or something? You never know.
Yeah.
So keep
All right.
all
Well, I got 3 cards here, and I pulled out Angel's Answers. This is the first time I pulled these out. And what I got, first off, opportunity.
Ooh, I like that.
Secondly, from Soul Helper, flames of desire, let them shine out in radiant light and shun dark paths. So shun the dark paths.
I like that.
Yeah, flames of desire. Boy, howdy. And Archangel Michael, he says, open up your spiritual gifts. Remember that your true nature is spiritual, not physical. The angels are sending you messages to guide your soul's growth. And how I take that is don't lose sight, because some people, when they get in a new relationship, they lose sight of this spiritual connection that they have, and their focus goes more to the physical realm. You keep that in balance. I believe that's what Archangel Michael is telling you. Just make sure you keep that in balance. Absolutely is an opportunity. Flames of desire. Be careful not to lose yourself in the flames of desire. And that's what I got. Does that make sense? I hope.
Yeah, I did.
All right.
Okay. And next up is JR.
All right.
How does Rachel feel about me? Will I see her again? Will JRC again? JRC Rachel.
Are we looking for cards or a yes or no answer?
Whatever you feel. I'm getting a yes that you will see her again.
Oh, that's right. I got these over here.
And let me pull a couple of cards on, see if it reveals how she feels about you.
Okay, I got a card.
Okay.
I got a no. In fact, I pulled the death card. So, I would. But see, this is my tarot card, because I was born on the 13th. I'm a Scorpio, death and rebirth and all that. That's what this is about. It's about big changes, time to move on, spiritual transformation. So The meeting with Rachel was absolutely wonderfully good for your soul. And there's an opportunity there to have some spiritual growth. And, but yeah, that's what I got. Just a simple flat. Sorry.
Okay, and I went ahead and pulled a couple of cards to go with that pendulum. The first card I got was baby steps. Follow your intuition before it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're hesitant, if you're not feeling for sure on this,
Yeah,
then, back up a step or two and take your time. Be willing to walk away from something that doesn't feel right, as opposed to just rushing in come hell or high water, is how I would put it.
yeah.
Okay, Evelyn, will I be working soon? It's been a while. Soon as in this week, this month, this year? What is your concept of soon? I would imagine if it's work, you mean like ASAP. But
Is this like a timing question?
that's what it sounds like.
I've got the Divine Time Oracle deck. I'm going to ask them.
Evelyn, find a job by the end of September.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm getting you're going to find something before the end of September. That's next month, so.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's not deviating at all from it.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you are in dire straits and need to start working yesterday, take your time with it. Find something that's going to make you happy. Find something to where it doesn't make you feel like you have a job. But it just feels like you're going to hang out with people you know. And you get paid for doing it. So that's how my mother always explained it to me anyway.
Okay. I pulled the Oracle, Divine Timing, and it says create space for it to happen sooner. Create space for it to happen sooner, whatever that would mean. And then I pulled the Ace of Swords. Yes. So soon, time frame, no.
Bye, Gina.
Bye, Gina.
Had to run. She said she had to dash.
Yeah.
Dash away.
Yeah. And yeah. Yeah, and then I got the Seven of Pentacles. So it's coming.
Yeah, we just have to remember that our time soon is not Spirit's time soon. Yeah. It could be so very different. Hi, Fleck. Thanks for coming. Okay, we got two left. We got Pooja, Gupta, and we've got Heather. And I've already put in a questions closed for now.
Thank you.
Because we've already been at it almost an hour and a half. So I don't know where it's at.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, Pooja. General message.
General message. Okay.
Pooja, are you still in the house? Going once, going twice.
Pooja.
Pooja.
If not, she'll catch it on the rerun.
Yep.
General message.
Bye, Sonia. Thank you for coming.
Bye, Sonia.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Pooja. Oh, so
Ooh.
why don't we go ahead and go to the last one here, Heather, and then if Pooja shows up
Okay, so
before we
we're gonna table
wrap
her.
everything up,
Okay. Yeah.
if Pooja shows up before we wrap up, then we can
Give
pull
her
something
time to
for her.
have a card. Absolutely.
Just makes it a
I.
lot easier when the energy is in the room waiting.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And we have run kind of long, so they may have had
Yeah,
to
we
call.
did.
Got to talking ETs too much.
It's very interesting. All right. Well, I got one card that jumped out at me, Heather, from Archangel Michael. It says, all is in perfect timing. This is it. It's time to take action now. I will be here to help you every step of the way. So, do you got something in the works? Does that make sense? What's going on? Or does that resonate? Yeah. I also got don't settle for less. You are a child of the divine and you deserve to have your dreams come true. Don't give up.
I pulled for you a jeweled web.
Ooh.
Connectivity. We're all connected in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Be aware of your connections. Continue to encourage and nourish your connections. Don't let it die on the vine, so to speak. And then I pulled an angel message card for you. Number 19 says, I am a pioneer. Yes, you are. You got a lot of irons in the fire there. It says
Mm-hmm.
independence and self-sufficiency are necessities to you. You are extremely capable in life and in work and aren't afraid to take big risks to achieve the life you desire.
That's
So
beautiful.
I know that part of you was in there, Heather. You just got to let her out.
Yeah. And the third card I got for Heather, angels of healing are with you. A time of healing is about to bless your life. Accept Archangel Raphael's emerald green light while I enhance your strength. So, I don't know. For some reason, they wanted me to give you that. Hope that resonates too.
All righty. And did Pooja ever show up? Up there she is.
Oh, is she here? Okay.
No, I don't. No, she hasn't shown up back up yet. I was looking to see. That was the question.
Okay.
That was the question. That wasn't the.
Okay. Do you want to pull it?
Let's pull one for the collective.
Okay.
And if any of the messages I think were meant for Pooja, I think she will feel it.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Heather. Thank you, everyone who
Welcome.
allowed us to read for you. I do appreciate it.
Yeah. I really appreciate all of you here. Thank you so much. Now, a message for the collective.
Yeah, just something that everybody can kind of take home with them for the day. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, Andrea. This just jumped out from Archangel Michael. Recognize the signs from above. Angels are sending you messages now, but you're too distracted to notice. Stay alert and open to divine guidance. Now, I know that's for the collective. We really need that.
Absolutely.
There you go.
All right.
Pooja just showed up.
Oh, Pooja, you're here. Okay, we'll pull a card for you.
Okay.
Okay, for the collective, I pulled Netcaster.
Oh.
preparations come to fruition. So be aware of what's around you. Be aware of what's happening so
Mhm.
that you can move quickly on it when the time is right. And okay, Pooja. And you had just asked for a message, right? If memory serves.
I just pulled one from Archangel Michael. He's so good. The message is be honest with yourself. All your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept your truth. Then let Source take it from there. All right.
There
Really
you
good
go.
guidance. Does that resonate, Puka? Pooja?
And then I pulled angel number 17. I am independent. It says the quality of work you can produce when you're going at it alone is almost unbelievable. You are as independent as you are ambitious, capable of performing every step of the way with efficiency, focus, and skill. So just keep at it, keep going, keep
Mm-hmm.
your focus. You're
Yep.
right in line. People better move out your way.
That was a good message.
Oh, goodness.
This is a great program. Thank you, Sherry, for
It
having me.
was. I had a
I'd
lovely
love to
time.
do it again, and this is wonderful. And
Most
thank everybody for
definitely.
showing up, and for
Thank
everyone on the
y'all. Thank
replay.
you for allowing us to read for you.
Yes.
And that's always nice because we have to go into your energy when we try to read,
Yeah,
So,
it does help. Yeah.
and so when you're open and you're there, it makes it a lot easier on us to pick up those messages.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
because we're looking through an open door, not staring at a closed door.
Mhm.
It's the best way I can think of to
Oh,
explain it.
thank you, Fleck. Thank you.
Oh, yay! If anybody else here is not subscribed to Loretta's channel, please go
Yeah,
and
Mother's
subscribe.
Tarot.
Her all of her contact information is in the description box below.
Mhm.
Just click on the link and go in, give a like and a share,
Yeah,
and subscribe.
yeah.
Subscribe. So
You'll find readings on all kinds of stuff, not deep into political, but I do readings on the energy of the United States. I just put out one for baby boomers, Generation X, and the millennials. Um, yeah, there's a wide range of topics, and you might find something you like there. And I love having it. So thank you.
very much so. Well, everybody have a lovely Saturday afternoon. It is Saturday, right?
Yeah,
This
yeah, it
week has
is.
been really screwy for me. I'm all mixed up what day it is. It
Yeah,
feels like a Sunday, but it's not.
it's Saturday. Yeah.
It's Saturday. Thank goodness. So y'all have a great weekend. Pooja, we did do a reading for you. You're the last one that we read for.
Yeah.
So if you didn't hear it, all you gotta do is back it up a little bit
Yeah.
and you can listen to it. So
Yeah.
maybe like 5 minutes. You should be able to get it.
Yeah.
Um
Thank you,
Y'all
everybody.
have a lovely weekend. Thank you very much, Loretta, for coming on.
Thank you,
I
Sherry.
appreciate it greatly. And I'll see everybody tomorrow is Juno time.
All
Juno
right.
and I will be here tomorrow at 4:30 and to take your questions, do your destiny cards,
All right.
whatever. Um, make sure you come back and join us.
And I'll be
And then,
putting out the star lineage reading today for number 11, I think it is. Yeah. So
ooh,
directly related to what we were talking about. I've got a whole series going on it. So it's going to be wonderful. It is.
oh,
It's
neat.
fascinating. I learn something every time. So,
Yeah, that's what gets me is every time I do this stuff, I learn something
Yeah, I love that about it.
knew or learned something about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and let's see, Wednesday night, Miss Sisters of the Mystical Tarot
Yes.
will be. I'm hosting this coming week, so
All right.
I gotta put my questions together and put them up. So if y'all want us to answer any questions on Wednesday night, you have to put it in the comments in the community tab under the notice that we post,
All
because we
right.
don't pull questions from chat. So hi Sheila, yeah, you missed it, darling. Just hit replay on it. We're
Yeah.
saying goodbye. Well, y'all have a
Thank you.
lovely, lovely evening, afternoon,
Yes.
whatever. And we will see you soon.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye for now.